Great Biafrans, wonderful people, beautiful people. This is Radio Biafra SADEC. Of course, we are back once again this morning. It is a glorious morning, and of course, today being the 25th day of January 2021, and the time standing at 10:35 a.m. in the morning here in Southern Africa. Of course, we are live, we are direct. We are coming to you from Johannesburg, the city of gold, and of course, from Johannesburg, we are reaching humanity across the four corners of the earth. So wherever you are this morning, it is a warm good morning from me, Mazi, Ikechukwu, Onuoha. Of course, we have come to do the needful. We have come to restore Biafra, and that is basically what we have come to do. All right, without wasting your time, because our time is fast spent, we had a bit of a technical issues before we came up on air this morning. But fortunately enough, we have managed to sort it out, and we are here right now live, and we are direct talking to Biafrans all around the world. This morning is going to be a bit of a change. Remember, it's still our history month here on People of the East. But I have a guest this morning, and I'm talking about a special guest. And I want you, of course, to be ready. I want you also to invite your friends, invite your family. I mean, spread the news around. Share the link, because we are on every platform. I mean, absolutely every platform. You can find us on Radio Biafra, Community Radio. You can also find us on Facebook Live. You can try and use every connection, every app, every platform that you can find People of the East. Once again, my name is Mazi, Ikechukwu, Onuoha. I came from a place they call Onuoha. Of course, Onuoha is in Olu. Olu is in Imo province of Biafra land. And this morning, this is what we have come to do. We have come to restore Biafra. We have come to preach this gospel according to the restoration of Biafra. But guess what? I have a guest this morning. I have a guest, somebody you all know, of course, is none other, and I'm gonna bring her in. She is Caroline Uchenna Kimberly. I don't know if I'm getting this correct, but of course, when she comes up, she's going to clear it up. She's going to tell us exactly what the names are, and she will be talking to us this morning. She is the personal secretary of our leader, Mazi. You all know Caroline Uchenna. Of course, Okarafo. I think I'm getting it right. She will be talking to us this morning. We want to get to know her more. She is one of us. She is our sister. And of course, she is going to be talking to Biafrans this morning. So it is a privilege, of course, to have her with us this morning. And I think I've got her online. I think I've got her online, and I'm going to connect with her because she's been holding on. And of course, you know, the time difference is a problem because she is so far away, you know, in the United States of America. And you know what the time difference looks like. So I think I'm going to bring her on. My goodness me. Let's go straight to our sister, and of course, and get to talk to her this morning. Good morning, Uchenna. Can you hear me?
Good morning. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you also see me on Skype, or should I unmute my camera? Can you see me?
No, I can't.
All right, let me unmute. All right, I think you can see me right now, right?
Yep, I can see you.
All right, good morning, great Biafrans. I have with me this morning our sister. Now, tell me if I get your names wrong, because I don't like getting people's names wrong, because you know it upsets some people. Now, it's Caroline Kimberly Okarafo. Is that right?
It's Carolyn.
All right.
It's Carolyn Okarafo. Kimberly. So Kimberly's my American middle name.
Absolutely, okay.
And that's my Igbo name.
All right, that's beautiful. Let's stick with Uchenna, because I love that. Uchenna means the will of God. The will of God should be done. All right, welcome to the People of the East. Millions are listening around the world. I can tell you that for sure. Biafrans are listening everywhere, even in Biafra land. Tell me a bit about yourself, because this is all about getting to know Biafrans better, and Biafrans, of course, getting to know you as one of us, as our sister. So tell us a bit about yourself, Caroline.
Okay, well, briefly, so I am currently in the United States. I am an attorney. I'm from Abia State originally.
Wow, beautiful. Have you been there before? Have you been to Abia before?
I have many times.
Oh, awesome. Go ahead.
So I have, I was born here in the U.S.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people ridicule my accent, but because I was primarily born here, there's times I do go overseas to visit, but primarily I was born here. I'm a full-time attorney, okay. And then I am also full-time principal secretary to Mazi.
All right, hold it there. You're an attorney, right?
Yes.
Wow, and I'm a law student. I'm a final year law student. I love that. That means we can work together. We can understand each other. Please go ahead.
Right. So I'm a full-time attorney. I work full-time. Some of the type of cases that I take are pretty much human rights. So I do civil rights, a lot of discrimination, employment, family law. So primarily I take cases that I truly care about. And other than that, working full-time, I'm the principal secretary to Mazi, which is also a full-time job.
So I can tell you that. So do you also deal a bit of criminal cases?
I actually have a criminal client now.
Okay. I love criminal cases. I love criminal cases. Very interested, eh?
Very minor case. So, yeah, it's a minor case, but I do criminal, depending on the type of case.
All right, so that's beautiful. All right, Biafrans, you can hear we are talking this morning to one of us. She is the secretary to our leader, Mazi. And at the same time, did you hear that, Biafrans? She is an attorney. I mean, human rights attorney for that matter. And of course, she deals with many cases. So for those of you who are wondering who I'm talking to this morning, it is our sister. And I want you to begin to share this around. Begin to invite your friends on every platform. It is Radio Biafra SADEC. This is People of the East, in case you don't know where you're at. All right, back to our beautiful sister once again. So tell me, what is your take about Biafra? What does Biafra mean to you?
So I've always known about Biafra.
All right.
Since I think everybody has their story. So growing up, my mom has always told me stories about my grandpa and her senior brother, in the struggle, and just stuff that actually took on during the time we were fighting for Biafra with Ojukwu. So my mom was 3 years old during that. So her brother died in the war, and then other family members. So that was always a big deal to me. Then coming to Nigeria, and then just, throughout the years, and just seeing how non-advanced the country is, how much crime, how much injustice. And then when I got older, I became an attorney. My mom is very huge on Biafra, and one thing about me that really, really tapped in was just how 2020 went, because that's when I joined Ipob, year 2020.
Okay.
I've always heard about Mazi from actually one of my other co-workers. He works in my previous job that I had.
Okay.
One of my co-workers worked in another office, and him and I were very close. And every time we would go to lunch, he would say, "Oh, I gotta go. I have to listen to this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." And I was like, I've done research, and then I started to do my own research and doing my own research and just seeing pretty much like how Nigeria was going and what we needed to do to save our people. Yeah. I was on board. So once I got on board, I was 100% on board with it. I mean, some of the stories that I see every day, if I can't lie to you and say that I don't cry. To me, it means freedom, right? So things that happened years and years with Ojukwu, currently now. A lot of Igbos are still marginalized. People are suffering so much. I don't believe in restructuring. I only believe in Biafra, right? So everybody should have their separate republics. And I believe that people deserve to live, right?
Absolutely.
Like people in the East, to me, I feel like they're living in hell, and people deserve to live in a proper country where you're going to get, medical supplies, minimum wage, decent minimum wage jobs, and a government that can actually take care of you and not terrorize you. So I'm fully in. Something about me is that if I join something, or if I put my heart on something, I'm very passionate about it. And Mazi is very great to work with, and he's really on it.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. All right.
Right. So so that's pretty much why I'm very passionate about it.
All right. You say that when you put your mind on something, absolutely, definitely you're going to go for it. And I think also it comes with a background being a lawyer, okay? Because it's like taking up a case. When you take up a case, you don't do it for the fun of it, or maybe because the financial aspect of it. When you take up a case, you own it. It becomes your case. You become so passionate about it. And this is why I'm so happy that somebody like you also, is in the struggle, because you understand more about freedom and what it's all about. All right, let's talk about America a bit. People don't understand what America is all about. Everybody want to go to America. But America have history. Now, when I say America have history, they fought their own wars, of course. They fought their own civil wars, for them to be where they are today. Tell us a bit about America, so that people who are listening can understand. It is not good enough to say, I want to run to America, run away from your problem. Forgotten that people there fought some wars in order for them to become what they are today. If you may, please tell us a bit about America and their way to freedom as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. So in regards to living in America, I do believe that America is, like how everyone says, the mother of democracy.
Absolutely.
So I do believe that America sets that example of how a proper country should look like, right? But no country's perfect.
That's right.
Even living in America, me being a Biafran, although, I'm automatically identified as black. I'm black.
Yeah.
So there's stuff that I still have to deal with, Racism is huge here. People, there's a lot of stuff that you see on TV, and the glamour and glitz, that's fine, but there's still stuff every day as a black woman here, as a woman, as a black attorney, that I still have to constantly prove myself and prove who I am. So America is, yes, it's a good country to live in because it sets the standard for democracy, but black people here are still struggling.
Absolutely.
And that's why I know a lot of people, coming into IPOB and just learning the struggle, a lot of people they're huge Trump supporters, which that is, everybody has a choice to believe in who they want to believe. When Trump was president, a lot of black people, especially professionals, they felt the heat of it. So it's one thing of hearing of how America is, but it's another thing living in it. Now, I'm happy to be here because obviously in other countries things are far, far worse. But at the same time, being black, we're still fighting for our rights. We're still fighting for equality. And, there's black people killed every day by cops or cursed out by white people. So that's something that's ongoing. You live in America, but you're still a second-class citizen, if that makes sense. So it's not perfect, but, for those still trying to come and get away, I understand why. I mean, Nigeria is a zoo. People cannot
It's actually a big zoo. It's a big zoo, the biggest zoo in the whole world. Please go ahead.
Right. Yeah, so it's a huge zoo. People people can't survive there. So anywhere out, I mean, a lot of Biafrans, some people do leave, right? Because people have the mindset of moving to another country and then saying, once Biafra is restored, I'm going to come back. So me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But yes, America does have flaws in it. It's not perfect.
All right. Now, let's talk historically. I'm still talking America here. All right. Mm-hmm. Beside the issue of racism and what have you, before the Declaration of Independence, something happened, right? That's where I want to get to. And the reason why I want to get there is this. Now, for America to be what it is today, America is not perfect, like you said, and I perfectly agree with you. But for America to get where they are right now, they fought some war, okay? Now I'm talking Declaration of Independence. Because many people back home are saying, no, we don't want war. We don't want war. How can you get freedom without war? It's highly impossible. Please go ahead.
Exactly. So just kind of how you set that example of with America and how we had to fight to get where we are now, because at the end of the day, nothing's really free. Everybody essentially fights for land.
Absolutely.
That's how history has it. The same thing that's going on in Nigeria. But that's America many, many years ago, right? People still fight currently right now with the situation that's going on with us, conquering and obtaining Biafra. A lot of people are fearful for war. But I guess because they have more of a modern mindset saying, other ideas of a referendum and other things are still possible. That wasn't possible many, 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 many years ago, right? Because how you said in America, I mean, there's so many wars that we fought.
Absolutely.
Civil War. So I think, but then another thing too, you have to look at the country that you're in, right? And to see if they have fair playing grounds. So with our situation, I think sometimes, which is true, and people have to really understand that sometimes war is inevitable in this situation. So that's what I believe.
Absolutely. All right. Good morning, great Biafrans. Once again, of course, if you're listening to me this morning, the time here is 10:53 a.m. in the morning. This is Johannesburg. They call it the city of gold, but I call Biafra the land of the rising sun. So if you are listening and you're wondering who am I talking to this morning, I'm talking to none other than one of us. She is our sister. She is a full-blooded Biafran blood. I'm talking to Uchenna, of course, Okora 4, and that's what I love to call her, Uchenna. So she is the personal secretary to our leader Mazi and of course, this evening our leader is coming up strong again on air, and of course you don't want to miss that. So if you're just joining us right now, I want you to share this. If you're on Facebook Live, of course, if you're listening on Radio Biafra, all right, inform others as well that we are live, we are direct. Don't forget, it is History Month here on People of the East. We will still get back to our competition after this interview. All right, we are going back to our sister once again. Tell me, Uchenna, what Biafran food do you love the most? Don't tell me apple. You know apple? Do you know apple? Do you know cassava? Apple?
I do.
Have you eaten that before?
I have.
All right, go ahead. Which one do you love? Which one is the best of them all for you?
I like...
Come on
That's
now.
hard.
Come on now. You don't have to think about it. Tell me which one.
I like... there's so much stuff that I like. I would go with egusi soup.
Oh, that's my favorite too.
Fufu, I don't know what other people call it. I call it...
that's a heavy duty, eh? That's a heavy duty. All right, we must continue. Egusi, she said, and of course that is my best of them all. Now, come to think of it, Biafran food is so rich. It is organic. Everything you can find, healthier is in Biafran food. All right, let's get back to it once again. Now, tell me, why do you think we need Biafra, Uchenna? Why do you think we need Biafra? Why do you think we don't have to stay in Nigeria anymore?
I mean, for one I think the biggest thing is that it's freedom, right? People in Nigeria right now are experiencing what is called slavery by a government that are terrorists. So I think the biggest thing is freedom and life. I mean, those are the two prominent things that people need there. And I definitely feel like with the government and how things are ran by the Northerners, the Igbos are marginalized. They've been marginalized for years. So Biafra, again, if you live in a country where it's far from, they're not playing fair at all, you're getting marginalized, you're constantly being oppressed, it's time basically for you to move out. So analogy is, I live in a house and I'm not welcomed in my own house. Every day I come home, I'm suffering. My mindset is, okay, I need to buy another house where I'm comfortable in it, where I can live free and I can just, be happy. So ultimately, the same analogy applies to Biafra as well. Igbos were not welcome in Nigeria, and it's very, very clear. And it's not only Igbos now, as you can see, Yorubas as well. I mean, different tribal groups are going through their own struggle, and it's becoming more clear that Nigeria is not for everyone, right? And Nigeria, again, looking at the history, you can't even consider it a country thanks to Britain. So my thing is that it's not meant for us. It's like putting on a small shoe and trying to
force it in.
Make that it does not fit, and people deserve freedom. So that is exactly why we need Biafra.
All right, you've heard that. Nigeria is like putting on a small shoe that does not fit, and then you are forcing your big foot into the small shoe, and that is what Nigeria is to Biafrans, and we need freedom. Freedom is like the air you breathe, and of course we must get freedom. All right, talk to me about your new boss. How do you love the job?
What?
Talk to me about your new boss. You have a new boss now. Talk to me about him, yes. And how are you getting along with the job?
Man, he is amazing. So the way that when I first started, I became IPOB, I haunted him down because I had hundreds of questions. And I think after a while when I was giving him ideas and just, telling him how passionate I was about the struggle, we instantly clicked. I think for me, working under him, I feed off of his energy. When you listen to him talk, it gives me goosebumps because this is somebody that's pretty much sacrificed their whole life for a goal, right? So being under him, it's not scary because people always ask me, like, is it scary? It's not scary, but it pushes me to work hard. And one thing that I told him coming into this and taking such position is, I don't want to disappoint. There's nothing that I can't be bribed. There's nothing that I can get out of it. The only thing that I can get out of it is helping us get through the goal that God has placed into his heart. So it's amazing working with him. A lot of people have their opinions, but I feel like if you really, really get to know him personally, he's an amazing person, and he's very goal set on this goal. It's like Biafra and nothing else. So when you work with somebody like that, you're automatically going to continue to push and strive and make the goal be realistic. So it's amazing working with him. I'm very, very happy to actually be by his side.
I'm glad to hear that from you. Now, you see, only people who are go-getters can work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Only people who are dreamers can work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because there is no dull moment with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he wants something done, he wants it done like now. and it has to be done. With him, don't you tell him it cannot be done. No, you go find it and you go get it. It has to be done. And you know, I've learned personally also. I've learned a lot from him too. Most of the things I'm doing now is he made me. He will push me and tell me, Ikechukwu, I want you to do 1, 2, 3. I'm like, but it can't be done. I say, Ikechukwu, I don't care. I want it to be done. And at the end of the day, I see myself getting it done. And then by doing it, I learn from doing that. Do you understand? So I think he's the best. There is this aura around him. When you are next to him, you are scared. You don't know why you are scared. I'm telling you that. No matter how big, how tall you are, that's just the kind of man he is. And I'm glad to hear the same from you. What time is it there where you are?
It's 3 a.m.
Oh my God. Dear friends, I do apologize for bringing out this beautiful woman or waking her up 3 a.m. in the morning. I feel for you. I'm going to make this short as much as I can because I know you have your engagement as well in the morning. You know, I don't want to put you through this. And again, our leader is broadcasting this night. You also have to be busy, you know, so I feel for you. I really do feel for you. All right. Before I let you go, tell me, what will be your advice to the youth of Biafra? Now, when I talk about youth, because youth are the people who make things happen. The youth, you know, our elders, and I'm talking about the good elders, not the sold out, but the good elders are there to give moral guidance and advice. But the youths are the ones who go out there and make things happen. Now, what is your advice for Biafran youth in Biafra land and of course around the world? Please go ahead.
So, for one is, I'm going to talk quickly. I'm going to say Biafran youth for here in the America and in other countries other than Biafra.
Absolutely.
For one, a lot of people here, they don't know their history. That's the problem. So usually what I have to say to them is stop doing the whole Independence Day, because they make Independence Day so huge here. Stop doing Independence Day, because if you're celebrating independence, we're not independent.
Yes,
right?
We're not. Absolutely.
You need to do your history, and if you call Biafra home, then you need to fight for it. You know, we have an upper advantage here in the U.S. and in other countries to hear our voice, because we are not, we're not in the zoo, or, you know, we're not in the East, so we're not experiencing those things. So therefore, we have to use our voices to let the world know exactly what's going on. And my thing is, set it for generations to come, right? Because you're going to want to go to Biafra, and you're going to want to go to a safe place, and you want your children to go there and your children's children to go there. So set an example and fight. Be fearless. And people that's a youth in Biafra, I know it's hard. You know, they sacrifice so much for us. They set examples of the definition of how it is to be fearless, because, you know, look at what they're going through there. I would say continue to do what you're doing, and, you know, I myself can say that I'm going to back them up regardless, right? And one thing about me is I'm fearless. A lot of my family here, you know, they'll say, "Oh, you're fighting for Biafra. Be careful." If I don't fight, who else will? If I don't set the example of a youth fighting for something that is right, who else will? So I encourage more people to step up and be leaders. You don't have to have a title to work for the goal. It's just something that we need to do.
All right. Thank you very much. That is beautiful. All right. I'm getting some question here. All right. Biafrans, if you want to ask 1 or 2 questions, of course, to our sister, you are welcome to send your questions, especially if you're on Facebook Live. Send me your question that you want me to throw at our sister, and I'm sure she will be happy to answer them. I have a question here. Okay, this person is asking, are you single? I'm just doing the question. That's the question I got. The person want to know, are you single? So, yeah.
Well, I get that question a lot. I'm like, I'm not married.
All right.
I do have somebody in my life, but I'm currently not married. No.
All right. Do you hear that, Biafrans? She's not married at the moment, but she do have somebody in her life. But I guess whoever comes and put it in a nice word, who knows? All right, all right, we get that. And of course, I'm still telling you, Biafrans, if you have a question for our sister, you can put it through. She is Uchenna Okorafor. She is a personal secretary to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Of course, she's based in the United States of America. I want to really let her go because of time. She's been awake and it's 3 a.m. in the morning. If you can imagine that. Do you have a question for our sister? If you do, please send your question through to our sister so that we can send it through to her. Now, there is something, that we are experiencing, especially in this part of the world. I'm talking about Africa. We lack, mental resilience. Mental resilience. We start something now, we are so optimistic about it. Everybody's a hardcore. You want to go. After a while, there is this change of heart, It's either you turn around now and become a saboteur, you want to sabotage the effort, or you begin to find flaws and faults in the leadership. You don't want to do again, For me, I felt this is mental, there's no mental resilience. Because if you're a freedom fighter, you should understand that this thing takes time. Okay, it takes time. Eventually it will happen, but it doesn't happen overnight. So I want you to give advice to our people on that aspect. How do you develop such mental capacity to handle? There are people, if you woke up and tell them, oh, do you know what, the zoo army came to Owerri and killed everybody, they will resign from IPOB just for that one incident, and they will begin to blame everybody. No, why didn't you fight them back, this and that. But this is freedom fighting. All these things happens, but if you can, if you have a resilience, to understand those things, it will help a lot. So people are falling away not because they are bad in nature, but their mental capacity cannot, how do I put it, cannot handle what is coming at them. So do you have any advice on that aspect? Please go ahead.
And good thing that you brought that up, because I think people need to understand and be realistic with something that we're fighting for, right? Where over 2 million of people died to try to retain it and to get that. It's not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be easy. And I think for me, is what keeps me going is you look at the progress, right? From when we started till now, we've made so much progress, right? And I think that should push people. It should push people. And then look at the year, right? The Yoruba people are fighting now. Other tribal groups are now rising up. So, God, you can't force, I truly believe you can't force God's plan. God has a plan and his path is already set out. Look at how In Stars went. The youth woke up. This year, the Yoruba people are waking up. More and more people are waking up. Something that Mazi Nnamdi was preaching years ago, people are now starting to say, oh, wow, he had something there. Like, this is true. So instead of people getting discouraged about the articles that you're seeing every day or just stuff in that nature, be encouraged by the progress in which we are going and the progress that we have strived to be at this point. And also look around other groups that are also now moving into the vision that we've been preaching for years. That should encourage people, Every year, 2020 was crazy, but look how 2021 is. Nigeria can no longer hide. They can't hide anymore, right? Everybody's out to get them. So you have to stay mentally sound and just be encouraged and think about the progress that we have made and where we're going. I can't put a date on when is Biafra coming, but what I can say is that if we all work hard,
absolutely,
we all work well, by God's grace, everything will fall into place.
All right. Do you know any Biafran language at all? Can you can you manage, one or two Biafra language? Kedu kimere?
Odema.
There you go. There we go.
I do know some Igbo. Okay.
All right, that's beautiful.
No,
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. All right, Uchenna, let's get some few questions from Facebook and then I will let you go. Now, people are fighting with me here on Facebook. Charles Eze said, please, Ada Biafra, go and sleep. They're really not happy that I'm bringing you up at this awkward time of the morning. No.
Listen, to me, it's fine.
Yes.
I still, when Mazi Namdi comes on, I'm still up.
Absolutely.
So it's
getting used to it.
Listen, for those who are in Biafra, I can sacrifice my sleep for people what they're going through.
Beautiful.
It doesn't bother
Beautiful. I love that. All right. Nelson Don Prince says, please, my dear sister, hope you will not allow the Nigerian government pay you to sabotage Biafran freedom. Did you get that?
Thank you for saying that. Listen, I'm a full-time, independent, working woman. I don't need any money.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Absolutely.
Very, very hard. My mom's taught me to work very, very hard. I will not. You cannot even pay me.
Absolutely.
You cannot even pay. That's yeah.
Right.
I definitely.
I love that. Did you hear that, Dawn? She says she is an independent woman. And of course, you know that song, All the Women Independence, throw your hands upon the air. All right, we must continue. All right, Chris says, we love you so much, Uchenna. All right, there's so much love coming towards you, Uchenna. And then, yes, go ahead if you want to make a comment.
No, I said I just want to say I love all of everyone as well. They're so encouraging and they push me so much, and I'm very thankful for the prayers and the kind words that they constantly write me on Twitter.
Beautiful.
And Facebook.
Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead again and see who. Onyedikachi wants to know, what is your Facebook name? They want to know your Facebook name so they can follow you on Facebook as well.
So it's Carolyn Uchenna Okorafor. Just in that, if you type that, then you should be able to see my page.
All right.
It's Carolyn
Uchenna Okafor. Did you hear that? Caroline Uchenna Okafor. That is her Facebook name. Please follow her on Facebook and as well follow her on Twitter. And Twitter, is it the same? They also want to know. Onyedika want to know your Twitter handle.
So my Twitter is Carolyn Kimberly, so it's CAROLYN, and then Kimberly KIMBRLY.
All right, you've heard it. That is her Twitter handle. You can follow her on Twitter because most of the things our leader tweet also you can find on her Twitter account. All right, Cyril Osiwu says, go and sleep because there is a big work in hours ahead of you today as MNK comes in few hours to enlighten middle belts. Okugadiova means there will be so much fire. The roof's gonna be on fire. Did you get that?
Yeah, this interview is a good breakfast for what's gonna happen this evening. So I'm well prepared.
All right, beautiful. They're asking me. All right, I'm going to share her Twitter handle as well as Facebook name right here on this Facebook Live in few minutes. Let me see if there are other questions. Then, of course, I will release our sister. All right. Let's see who else we have. Good oil there, your brain remain consistent. All right, let me see. Gotcha. All right, I think that is more of it. Martin Oko says, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to bless you, our sister Uchenna Okorafor. We love you. My goodness me. So much love.
I love you.
All right, this is Biafrans. You know, one thing about Biafrans is if you are working for Biafrans, trust me, you will not lack love. They will give you all the love in this world, and this is one thing about our people. Uchenna, before I let you go, I need to get your parting shots. What are your parting shots? Anything you want to say, go ahead, please.
we need to, everybody needs to continue to be strong, be very, very prayerful, and in everything that we do, like you said, kind of continue to grow your mental strength, and just, you have to know that, we will get Biafra. Have that in your mindset every day, when you sleep, when you eat, have that always in your mindset. It's going to manifest. God is going to work it out, and we will continue to be strong. This year, I definitely feel really, really good about this year, especially me going into this position, and I'm going to do a lot for you guys as much as I can. I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to push beyond measures. And yes, so I will continue to do what I'm going to do. Everybody should continue to use that same energy and work hard as well.
I love that, my sister. I love that. And then I need you to send this message to, your partner, the person you say is in your life. Tell him that, hey, Biafrans are asking questions. So he better get onto it before we bring you back home. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's not going to be the last. I'm still going to have you again soon. All right. This is just for me to introduce you to our people, for them to get to hear the voice behind the pictures. Of course, they hear about you. They hear you also on what you call Facebook and doing our leaders broadcast, but they haven't heard from you. So I'm going to be bringing you up now and then. Of course, we can talk about many issues, and I'm also happy to hear that you are an attorney. I need some help because this semester I'm writing international law, and you're gonna come handy as well. All right. Thank you so much, Uchenna. Thank you for coming through. We really appreciate you, and we love you so much. All right.
I love you all too. Have a good day.
And you too. Thank you so much. All right, this is where we leave it. Of course, it is to Radio Biafra SADEC. We were talking to the secretary, of course, to our leader, Mazi. Her name's Uchenna Okorafor. And I'm going to be sharing her Facebook as well as Twitter handle very soon. Don't go away. We will be right back after this.
By the time we finish, Nigeria will no longer exist. That name will wave goodbye to it. The same way Yugoslavia is gone, the Soviet Union is gone, that same way will the word Nigeria be obliterated from history books. People are stupid and foolish. Nigeria is a reminder that colonial mentality actually seeped into our bone marrows. As somebody reminded us this morning, when somebody from Nigeria pays and say, oh, God bless Nigeria, you are making a mockery of God. God can only bless something that is created. I learned that this morning. God did not create the zoo. Therefore, there is no way God can bless it. It's impossible. Impossible. That hopeless entity that people today say they are very proud to belong to was created by a white man. His name is Frederick Lugard. This man is not from Biafra land. This man is not Hausa Fulani. This man is not Yoruba. But there are some people from Black Africa who are willing to go to war to defend what a white man created out of their own subjugation. Who did not create it? A white man did. You asked the white man to go, the white man left and went back. But you retained every vestige of subjugation left. So can read and write, claiming they are PhD holders, but lack rudimentary, or what I would call common sense. They don't understand how to structure a society. Our forefathers were better political thinkers and philosophers more than the fools that gave us the zoo called Nigeria. They couldn't have come up with a never in their lives. Instead, what they did was to surround themselves with the military and the police. Instead, what they did is to ensure the subjugation of their own people by bringing money abroad and banking it abroad. And people are wallowing in abject poverty. There are many things wrong with the way that a black person reasons that sometimes I wonder if some of them are human beings at all or not. I wonder seriously. I don't think so, in my opinion. There is no need, there is no reason why they got independence from a country where the police do not carry guns on the street. Upon becoming independent, these band of vandals and animals created a police force. A police should be a civil service, not a force. It's civilian. They created a police force. They created mobile police, the riot police. They created the army. They created the navy. They created everything you can think about, the Air Force. They created all this rubbish in order to perpetuate themselves in power, in order to continue lying to you, in order for them to master everything that is to do with violence, to kill you and to subjugate you. The white man came, turned us into slaves, subjugated us, took away all our natural resources, and when they were going, they gave power over to a set of black people again, continuing even worse subjugation of their own people. And you're telling me these people are human beings? Is that what you're telling me? That somehow black people in Africa are normal people? Yes, is that what you want me to believe that? If they are normal, they have to prove it. The only way for you to prove that you're not a monkey is by going and getting Biafra. If Biafra doesn't come, you are an animal. Biafra is the only justification you have to exist as a human being. Anybody saying that they are, he or she is a Nigerian, that person is worse than a fool. He asked me this morning here, why do you call them animals? I said, because they accepted a name given to them by somebody else. Only a dog and a cat can do that. A white man came from Scotland, said your name is Nigeria, you accepted it without asking questions, which goes to show that your brain is not working properly. Had your brains been working properly, you will say no, that this is my name. After all, you answer Ahamefula. My name should not be lost. By answering Nigeria, you have abandoned your name, you have abandoned your traditions and your heritage. That is what Biafra is here to reverse. Everybody can gang up against us if they wish. But we want to make this victory in such a way that everybody who is a Biafran will worship God forever and ever. Because the delivery of Biafra from bondage, the extrication of the children of the Most High God, Chukwu Abiyama, from that very abominable entity, will indicate to you once and for all that indeed Chukwu Abiyama is a Biafran. The world is about to see something they've not seen before. That Biafra must emerge. We must come to exist. We are not going to ask for anything that doesn't belong to us. We are not asking for any territory or resources. All we are asking them to do is to leave us alone. The same way we were before the British came. We have the documentation to prove that we never gave the British the consent to form one Nigerian place. We have the documents. The documents we signed with them was to trade with Royal Niger Company. We never gave them the consent to go and form Nigeria. This is one thing that the so-called band of Nigerian intellectuals never ever bothered to ask themselves, including the Yorubas, Wishinka in particular. Did we give our consent to look at to go and form Nigeria? The answer is no, we did not. Where did they derive the authority to go to form that zoo? Why did they hand over to a group of black men that continued the same slavish mentality impacted upon them by their masters?
My goodness me, what a mind-blowing interview we had with our wonderful sister. Our leader always said, okay. She is our sister. She is well endowed. She is very educated. She is an attorney. She is a Biafran, for goodness sake. She is a full-blooded. And of course, we love her with all our heart. All right, you have heard our sister, and she have said it all. She have said everything that there needs to be said, and we must continue. Great Biafrans, we must continue. All right, people are still saying to me, Biko, Ikechukwu, she have to sleep now. Of course, I've released her. She have gone to sleep. Igwe Thailand said, I love your voice, my sister. My goodness me. All right, David Chidi said, this your voice is 1 in a million. So much love. We must continue. All right, let's see what else we have. NWBC Emerowa said, continue having a great day, Uchenna, and may God continue to bless you. All right. And Ngozi Nubia says, we love you, Uchenna. And Saint Tonu said, God bless you, our dear sister Uchenna Okora, for Biafrans are pouring love to our sister, and of course this is the right thing to do. This is how we treat our own. All right, Mazi Sonimba says her voice sounds golden, and Ugo Andrew, all from Facebook Live, they said love you, Uchenna. And we must continue. All right, let's see if we have any other things that I need to read out here. All right, let us see. Tom Onya Odike says, this is what we want in this struggle. Professionals and attorney. My goodness me. All right, we must continue. All right, this is still Radio Biafra. Unfortunately, today we will not be able, to have our competition today because of slight change in our program, and of course our time, as well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take the news quickly, and once we are done with the news here on People of the East, then I will open our lines and get Biafrans to say one or two things, and then of course we will bring this program to an end. Then when we come back again, then we will do what? Begin with our competition. It is still History Month here on People of the East. Make no mistake. It's just that today we had to do this interview quickly, so we have to suspend our competition for today. But don't be dismayed, we will be back. And talking about that, our competition, the one we had last, I think it was on Thursday. That's right, the one we had on Thursday, we had a winner. Now I'm going to tell you who was the winner, and his prize has been sent to him. And of course, I forwarded the proof that the prize was sent to the winner to one of our person to audit and to confirm so, because whatever we do, we are open. We are whiter than white, we are whiter than snow. So we don't do muchu, we do our own straight up, open up in a public domain that everybody will see. Our winner on Thursday was Mazi Obodo Chukwuka. He's based in Enugu State, Mazi Obodo Chukwuka. And Mazi Obodo Chukwuka received an airtime recharge voucher of 1,000 naira. He is on one of the networks, which I'm not going to be calling his networks, but he received 1,000 rand recharge voucher. Mazi Obodo Chukwuma, I think Chukwuka, if I'm not mistaken. Let me not get this name twisted, let me not get this name wrong. All right, let me call it again. Mazi Obodo Chukwuka, that's right, based in Enugu. He got the 1,000 naira. He answered the question that we posed on Thursday very, very correctly. All right, so let me go straight to the news. We need to take the news quickly, and after our news, then we will open our lines and begin to take your call. So don't go away, because it is time for the news here on People of the East. Don't go away. And the news is brought to you by our own dear very sister Wada Chinemerem Emmanuel Ada Biafra. News on People of the East. Time for interaction on People of the East.
Good morning and welcome back once again to Radio Biafra SADEC News Report. Today is the 25th day of January 2021 and I am Wanda Chisum Ada Biafra. Listen to today's news headlines and the stories elaborated. 5 injured as gas explosive rocks Rivers community. At least 5 persons were said to be injured after a fire incident at a gas station in Rumodomaya, Obiapo local government area of Rivers State on Saturday night. Buhari's government disappointing many Nigerians worried, former INEC chairman Jega. The professor of political science who presided over the 2015 general elections that brought in President Buhari accused the present administration of being very inept in managing peaceful coexistence in the country. Nigerian lands don't belong to herdsmen, APC chief, replies Mieti Allah. Gariba noted it was wrong for cows to be roaming about in the country in the 21st century. Restructure Nigeria, let Fulani go their way, Mieti Allah tells government. The National Secretary of the group, Sela Hassan, said this on Saturday, adding that the herdsmen are being marginalized in a country and it was best if they were on their own where they would be protected. Mieti Allah to Governor Makinde, Fulani in Oyo cannot trace their roots in North again. According to him, many Fulani people in the north are now afraid to visit the southwest states for the fear of being attacked. Nigerian youths rise to Mazi. We are using this position to write to you as a noble leader who's leading a freedom movement in Nigeria. From your humble, sincere broadcast, we've noticed you're not fighting for the restoration of Biafra, but for the betterment of every Nigeria in general. We do appreciate your maximum support on us during the period we rose against the SARS and police brutality in the nation via your unstoppable morning, afternoon and night broadcast, despite we didn't accomplish. As insecurities is worsening again, mostly in the northern part of the country and some other parts of the western Nigeria, we've seen that there is no way it could be put to order again because those sponsoring it are in the government. So we strongly believe that a way to put an end to Fulani murderous terrorists is by dividing the country, which we expect to happen through revolution. We do hope that if the country breaks, then everyone will have a border and a landmark to protect. The Fulanis that have no place in Nigeria have been struggling hard to conquer the whole of Yoruba land, as they have succeeded in taking over Ilorin and the Hausas. We would like you to give us a revolution guidelines in your next broadcast before the end of January, and also work with everyone in parentheses tribe with a clear conscience to free his people from Fulani bondage, as we are ready to move again for a final showdown. Nigerian youths. Emergency broadcast. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi, will be live to broadcast tomorrow, being 25th day of January 2021, to address the people of the Middle Belt, Hausa and youth of Nigeria at 7 p.m. Biafra land. Thanks for joining us. Once again, I am Wada Chisom at the Biafra.
Alright, welcome back. Of course, that was the news here on People of the East. Of course, courtesy of our own beloved dear sister, Dachine Merem Chisom at the Biafra. Thank you very much, dear sister, for bringing us that news live and direct. Of course, we are going to open our line right away to get Biafrans talking to us, this time around. Our sister Uchenna is going to join us next time, and very soon, I promise you that I'm going to bring her again, because there's a lot we can learn from our sister. She is an attorney, she knows a lot, and she can also advise us, as Biafrans and Biafrans youth, as well as we go on this journey. So she was definitely coming back again to talk to us, and I will let you know when this is gonna happen, and trust me, it's gonna happen pretty soon, that I can tell you. Alright, before the news, I want to take this announcement. As you know, we are having our fasting and prayer, and that is coming up next week. Definitely next week, our fasting and prayer is coming up. But for now, listen to this.
The police do not carry guns on the street. Upon becoming independent, these band of vandals and animals created a police force. A police should be a civil service, not a force. It's civilian. They created a police force. They created mobile police, the riot police. They created the army. They created the navy. They created everything you can think about, the Air Force. They created all this rubbish in order to perpetuate themselves in power. in order to continue lying to you, in order for them to master everything that is to do with violence, to kill you and to subjugate you. The white man came, turned us into slaves, subjugated us, took away all our natural resources, and when they were going, they gave power over to a set of black people again, continuing even worse subjugation of their own people. And you're telling me these people are human beings? Is that what you're telling me? That somehow black people in Africa are normal people? Yes, is that what you want me to believe that? If they are normal, they have to prove it. The only way for you to prove that you're not a monkey is by going and getting Biafra. If Biafra doesn't come, you are an animal. Biafra is the only justification you have to exist as a human being. Anybody saying that he or she is a Nigerian, that person is worse than a fool. They asked me this morning here, why do you call them animals? I said, because they accepted a name given to them by somebody else. Only a dog and a cat can do that. A white man came from Scotland, said your name is Nigeria, you accepted it without asking questions, which goes to show that your brain is not working properly. Had your brains been working properly, you will say no, that this is my name. After all, you answer Ahamefula. My name should not be lost. By answering Nigeria, you have abandoned your name, you have abandoned your traditions and your heritage. That is what Biafra is here to reverse. Everybody can gang up against us if they wish. But we want to make this victory in such a way that everybody who is a Biafran will worship God forever and ever. Because the delivery of Biafra from bondage, the extrication of the children of the Most High God, Chukwu Abiyama, from that very abominable entity, will indicate to you once and for all that indeed Chukwu Abiyama is a Biafran. The world is about to see something they've not seen before. That Biafra must emerge. We must come to exist. We are not going to ask for anything that doesn't belong to us. We are not asking for any territory or resources. All we are asking them to do is to leave us alone. The same way we were before the British came. We have the documentation to prove that we never gave the British the consent to form one Nigerian place. We have the documents. The documents we signed with them was to trade with Royal Niger Company. We never gave them the consent to go and form Nigeria. This is one thing that the so-called band of Nigerian intellectuals never ever bothered to ask themselves, including the Yorubas, Wishonika in particular. Did we give our consent to look at to go and form Nigeria? The answer is no, we did not. Where did they derive the authority to go to form that zoo? Why did they hand over to the group of black men that continued the same slavish mentality impacted upon them by their masters? No wonder they are incapable of civilization. They are incapable of human development. They want to look man, I understand, is here. Is that not correct? The son is here, dancing from one nightclub to another, making prostitutes very, very rich on your money. And some of us go to that nightclub to go and clean that nightclub to be able to feed and pay house rent. That money is coming from your land. The one who look man is here in Austria with money stolen from Biafra. Him and the children are living it large, having fun. In the morning, we will go to the nightclub where the son went to party to go and clean that nightclub that we can get money to feed. Do you now see why I say that there's something wrong with us? Only an animal can allow that to happen, not a sensible human being. Why do you think everybody revolted in the world? That is a sign of civilization. When you revolt against any oppressive regime or system, that is a sign that you are now matured as a human being. or else you're an animal. You are an animal. When we preach the gospel on Radio Biafra, we tell you the truth. If you have any counter opinion, you present it. People shouldn't look at us and say, oh, you are insulting us. No, I am telling you the fact. The fact that you're a Nigerian means you're an animal. Only an animal can accept the name given. Is that true or false? Then every Nigerian is an animal. We preach the truth here. They don't know what is coming at them. As I will keep reminding them, before we came, nobody could tell you the truth this way. Now that we are here, they can't tell you. We are not here to pamper you and put cream on you. If you have a problem, we cut it out completely. Surgery. Cut out the problem. We don't raise the wound. We cut out the rubbish and throw it away and heal you properly. And you survive. Than nursing an injury or wound that never improves. We are here. Do you know how shameful it is for a grown-up man from Biafra land to abandon the father's compound? I am the first son of my father. My father never abandoned his father's compound, but I did, in order to survive. If something happens to me abroad and I don't go home, what happens to my family lineage? My own branch is closed. Do you know why our land is the way it is? When the white man came, our forefathers never gave them the first son, because the first son is the custodian of our way of life. They always gave them second to the last. Second to the last, almost finished. We gave them all people that came, servants that came. You will be amazed. I don't want to make some people feel bad. Everybody in those days that acquired very high education is not Madiala. Number one. Number two, they are not the first son. Go and check it out. They went abroad and copied rubbish and brought home. That is why you are here today. If Nigeria is working, we will be here today. The fact that we are outside in such large numbers, including those I'm seeing today, means that the zoo is not working. It has not worked for over 50 years. When is it going to work? When? Somebody should tell me. When will it work? They say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. I don't know what is a fool at 50, what it is. Maybe a fool at 50 shouldn't even exist in the first place. This is Radio Biafra. Is to ensure the subjugation of their own people by bringing money abroad and banking it abroad, and people are wallowing in abject poverty. There are many things wrong with the way that a black person reasons that sometimes I wonder if some of them are human beings at all or not. I wonder seriously. I don't think so, in my opinion. There is no need, there is no reason why they got independence from a country where the police do not carry guns on the street.
Biafra SADEC. This is Radio Biafra SADEC, and we are the people of the East. Johannesburg is where you at. This is Radio Biafra SADEC. Johannesburg is where you at, and we are. Alright, of course our lines are officially open. I just realized that one of my lines here, especially the WhatsApp line, is a bit down, and I'm trying to get it up so that we can take your call as well as on WhatsApp. And our main line as well, I'm struggling to set it up as well. So please bear with me. In the next few minutes or so, I will get you on. Like I said, our competition is off for this morning because we had to take this interview. And now I just have to open our lines to get Biafrans talking to me this morning. All right, there we go. My goodness me. All right, and you know our people, once they start calling, there is no stopping them. So let me see what I'm gonna do right now. Yeah, let's go to caller on WhatsApp first of all. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning, Mazi, Ikechukwu.
Good morning and welcome to the program. Thank you very much.
You know, my name is Simon and we're calling from America, Spain. Ikechukwu, I bless every IPOB family members all over the world.
Yes, sir.
Our able leader Mazi Nandikano. Guide him, protect him, give him more wisdom more than he gave to Solomon. May those that bless him be blessed. May those that curse him be cursed. May any step he take bring us closer to our promised land. And may everything he think, wish, any door he touch, open. To get us what we want. In the mighty name of Ikechukwu, I pray.
Yes,
may he protect every one of us, every one of you, anywhere you are supporting, walking. Anywhere you heard this message and follow, okay, will protect and guide you. And protect you, provide anything you need, any support you need in this struggle, in the mighty name of Ikechukwu, I pray. Mazi Ikechukwu, I thank you for your program this morning.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes we miss you. We need every one of us here, because immediately you are here, we hear your voice anywhere that you are working for Biafra. We love every one of you, and every one of you will be alive to see Biafra.
Thank you very much.
Both the angels. Because I thank our leader because me personally today, because I just want to talk about it because he did something to me. I asked why when you are talking about with our sister Uchenna, there's a question he asked him, how did he get along? How did you, such question. But me personally, it made me to know who I am after I lost it. Because I was born, I'm like a fugitive. I'm like a fugitive. And my life was about to be protected, but there's nobody to protect it. But thank God my dad, he said something to me. Because I lost let me talk a little bit about me because, something makes you go back. This Biafra of a 10, because there's some kind of call I'm getting from some people. I ask, did our people lose it this way? Did our people lose it this way? This Biafra of a 10 and what they kind of stand for. Some people misunderstood him. That is why all this is going on. I see some people, if he can be in net writing a lot of rubbish in Facebook about Mazi Nandikano and what he stands for. Can you be like him? Is there any other person like him? Please, let me tell you what he did to me. He made me to know who I am. Why I said I am like a fugitive, because they told me you must do this. At the age of 5, my dad told me, you are a Biafran. No matter what, remember, you are a Biafran. It's like I said in church, I'm going to wrote you war, but I said no. Only thing that made me to be, you fight for Biafra. This is when I was 10 years old. It is Mazi Nandikano that came out after the former freedom fighter that turned to real estate. This after that man I heard about Biafra. From there I didn't hear it again. He fell because they put fear in us. Fear. He can't talk about Biafra. He's dead. Even some of our elders. But he is the man that raise it again. The dry bones shall live again. Because Biafra must be restored. And we are all in These people shouldn't make us to get angry because we started teaching what we learn. Chukwu Okike Abiyama know why he sent me to Russia at the age of 22 years. They should not make us angry. We are pushing this in peaceful way. They kill us, they laugh us, they mock us, they rubbish us, why without us? There won't be anything in Nigeria. We become slaves, scavenging. He suffer, he go to school, you are not paying your own school fees, suffering, Catherine. After he come back home, one Alamajeri will pay or will decide everything that will happen to you. And when we talk, we will say our people say we are this, we are that. But thank God, our own Messiah is alive and nothing anybody can do about it. We are going. If they want it in peace, they take it in peace. If they don't want it in peace, they take it in pieces. And the history of freedom, there haven't been any day in the history of mankind you go and take freedom free. No. And this is what we have decided to take. The word of Ethion is risen again. Treat this offspring of Biafrans well. Because if you don't grow to demand for Biafra, they're gonna get it. And this is what we are doing now. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Biafra must be restored. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Oh, Biafra, sign off from here.
Thank you very much, my brother, for that. Thank you. That is our brother Simon Ayanugo, all the way from America, Spain, and of course we welcome that. I have a caller holding on Skype. Let's go to him. Caller on Skype, can you hear me? All right, let me turn off. There is some music playing in the background. Caller on Skype, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Good morning from WhatsApp and I mean okay for the chronic, yeah?
Well, no, you're using a different Skype ID. That's why.
Yeah, I have many Skype.
All right.
Mazi,
go ahead, please.
Okay for to see you, and I hear from Omaka. Omaka is in all province of Biafra land. We appreciate you, Mazi, what you have done today for bringing this our beloved sister, our comrade, the secretary to Mazi Nandoko to identify with his people. This is what doing. We appreciate you and do and keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Everybody that are coming here, the people that who are called for this struggle that are coming out, we appreciate all of them. And as well, we appreciate the US, all that called Biafra, fanatical Biafra, men of what everywhere you are. We appreciate all of you, especially those of you in Biafra land, defending your mother's land. People is your strength. Mazi, I don't know if you have seen this news I'm seeing today, it's not all going well. We are told that our Biafra land coordinator loses her son.
That's right.
So
yes.
I take this opportunity to commemorate with him and ask to give him the first to carry on. Mazi Ikechukwu, our sympathies are with you. Please take heart. Biafrans all over the world, we don't have much thing to talk. This is not time of too much talking, it's time of din. Mazi have to announce 2 numbers, especially for our people from Middle Belt to join their WhatsApp group. Of course, they're doing well. And if you are looking for my number, it's the same number, Mazi Ekroneke. The number is +48 739 672 638. I will repeat, +48 739 672 638. Please call and join the WhatsApp group for Middle Betters and people for Neoma. Of course, all of you are coming up now and doing wonderfully well under IPOB. The Neoma WhatsApp group under IPOB. The number you will call to join your group is +39 349 816 2312. Call and join your people. Neoma, you know what they're doing there. They're great. We appreciate all of them. Mazi, I don't have more to say now because I have other engagement.
Thank you very much.
Here and I wish him Biafras all over the world. Blessed week ahead. This is Nike.
Mazi, okay. Mazi, are you still there?
Sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Tell me about Olo. We had some news about the military invading Olo over the weekend. What do you know about it? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Mazi, last week, because of what happened in Olo, they were coming to pick up the casualties there, and unfortunately, some people we lost about 6 persons there in the junction of Oburami Feke.
And Mazi, the problem we are having in Olo is our NDSS in Olo. They are the people that, do you know that before they left for that arrest, the bombardment of times, they left on Ezami Fake, Ochri. And that jeep, the black jeep you are seeing in social media, belong to Ochri. So when they are coming out there, they come on, I think on Thursday or Wednesday morning, evening, patrolled with the helicopter. Then on Thursday, they come, landed there about 5 o'clock. As soon as they started shooting with 80 healers. As if that was not enough, they took the dead cops and they towed the motor because somebody do all this, the key was not there and it's automatic. And since yesterday, since that day, they have been picking people randomly at all. And the information, intel we had, the commissioner of police and they have instructed them not to wear uniform. In Olo, they don't wear uniform now. Even if they carry car, they don't wear uniform. They don't have anything to identify themselves. Yesterday, that is on, they went to a Sabbath church and they went there and picked our people. Inside church, they went there and picked a lot of people, and they're still abducting people as I speak with you this morning on the road. People that are going for their normal businesses. This is where we're having problem, and it's the SS in all that brought all of them. What is happening to us? So when we talk about the atrocities of all these SS, Mazi and the governor, they have done a lot of harm there. But we shall,
absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mazi, for giving us a heads up on that incident in Olo. Apparently, the military invaded Olo. I don't know what they're looking for, Nehak or Naha. But of course, you know how we do. Our ESN is in the bush. If they're looking for our ESN, let them go to the bush and fight man with man. Not going, to the villages and on the street and killing innocent people. I mean, that would not help them. That will not solve their problem. If they want our ESN, let them go to the bushes, and of course they will see them in the bushes, and then of course they will, fight man to man. That's what I'm saying to them. This whole thing of going to our villages and killing our people, that is not bravery enough. That is an act of cowardice. And we are putting the whole world on a notice. We are putting the whole world on alert. What these people are doing in our land, Biafra land, Olo, for that matter. Alright, we must continue. Our lines are blazing. Let's take this caller. Caller on the line, can you hear me?
Mazi, Ikechukwu, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, please go ahead. Mazi, go ahead. He did not hear me. I think he has dropped the call. Let me go to Skype. Caller on Skype. Pastor Chris, can you hear me? Caller on Skype.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. As always, you are indeed a great brother.
Thank you, my brother.
My calling this very hour is to tell you to keep up. Keeping up and make sure that everything, every stone or every information are not left unturned or touched. So that our sister, I am saying a very big kudos to her. She's doing wonderfully well. It's like she's now representing Waka Waka. She's representing Waka Waka, and she's doing well. I commend her for that.
Thank you very much.
Mazi, the only thing that I want to say is very simple. When we are talking about, I continue saying it, when we are talking about Fulanis outside, we should first of all do the Fulani inside. I continue saying it. And I have my reasons of saying that. Those very Fulani in our midst, using their laptop, instead of pursuing the animal in the bush, they are using it to pursue our people, giving fake account numbers, collecting money from them. Time has come. We will come on air very soon to expose them. We have been saying this thing and they thought we are joking. We are not joking. We will expose them so that people will know their attributes. People will know who they are and what they are doing to their friends. So that's what I want to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. And thank you very much for that. We welcome, of course, that is our own Pastor Chris. And of course, we love him dearly. All right, caller on the line. Are you still there? Can you hear me? Caller on the line.
Yes, Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, can you hear me?
Ndewo nwa Chineke, like him again.
Ọ dị mma nwaanyị oke. Chukwu okike adị amagozi gị. Chukwu okike adị amagozi ụmụ Biafra niile ebe niile atụtụchiri anyị n'elu ụwa. Every human being on this planet Earth makes sense. We are Biafrans, and we are ready to restore the ancient land of our ancestors. Our leader is the mark of peace in the whole world. If you love your life, go and take your beak and jot this message down, because there is no time to waste. Our leader will emerge very soon, and the whole world will know that nobody is the owner of Biafra land except Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Amos chapter 9, from 1 to end. You see verse 6, verse 8, verse 11. Important. Do you see Obadiah chapter 1 to end? Do you see letter of Jeremiah chapter 1 to end? Do you see Mark chapter 4, chapter 1 to end? Study it, every verse, very, very important. And Biafra, fortify their mind and get prepared. No one piece of land will never be taken by Fulani and the Britain. Never can it happen. Come on, the venue who are catching what can be Greek. Just what can be what? All of us to jump right now. Okay, I can't allow them by. I don't know what you Mazi Ikechukwu Onuoha, she can go. All right. Platform will be crazy. All of us, just we must get our life back. No protest. And the human beings that try to stop us, we will destroy them.
Thank you very much. My brother, he said that the platform on and he credit. Oh my goodness, my brother said our platform eats a lot of credit, and I fully agree with you, my brother. It is not easy. Each time he calls directly on the line. He doesn't call WhatsApp, he calls directly, and he's calling from not such a popular or bigger place, but from a small town, and I really appreciate you, my brother. All right, you must continue. It is Radio Biafra SADEC. We are the people of the East. This morning I'm talking about Joseph Achuzie, the one they call Hannibal. He is one of the Biafran finest. So we are turning our spotlight this morning on Mr. Achuzie. Let me get this correct. Very, very important. Yes, we are turning our light on. He is one of our Biafran general, of course. All know Achuzie. And of course, this morning, we want to talk a bit about him. But before we do that, let me take this caller on Skype. And then we will get back and talk a bit about Achuzie, one of the Biafran finest. Caller on Skype, are you there? Can you hear me? Caller on Skype.
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. A very good morning to you.
Good morning from here.
Yeah, I said last time I called, I wanted to say hi to your kids, but it omit my mind.
It is well
this morning.
It is well. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yes, please, Mazi. Before I make my comment, I need to request something very, very vital from you. I've been trying to get this.
By all means.
For our fasting. The announcement for our fasting. This number that I'm calling you with, I will inbox you on your messenger, and I'll also send it on WhatsApp to you. Can you share that message of our fasting? Because we want to participate in this Thanksgiving,
right.
And I want it to be announced on my platform every time because I'm one of the leaders here. Please, if it's possible, that particular clip about our fasting on the 31st of the month.
I'll forward it to you. Send me a message on WhatsApp and I'll forward it to you, alright?
I will do so, my brother. Once again, I thank our sister for coming up this morning to educate our youth. Our youth, we have heard our sister. She's a very young, beautiful woman, and I hope we don't lose our sister to an outsider that is not a Biafran. She said there's somebody in her life which she will marry a Biafran and bring that wisdom to the land. And then when Biafra comes, she will be part of us to do a lot of jobs in order to make sure a Biafran land is secured. Once again, I want to thank the news leader that read that episode that she read this morning. I appreciate what the youth of Nigeria is saying, and we must understand the revolution is coming, and there is nothing that can stop it. The youth of Nigeria have woken. Today, our leader is going to be addressing them, and I want to tell everyone to wake up. Our youth, you've seen our young lady in America. She's just a youth, and she's just a beautiful young woman standing up for our land. You must also stand up, and when this revolution is coming, if you're not ready, please go inside the house and sleep, because we want our fatherland back. Our motherland will be restored this time around, as our leader addressed the whole world today. Mazi, thank you once again.
Thank you very much
for what you've been doing for us and what you continue doing. They make it time for other ones. Mazi from South Africa here.
Thank you, my brother. Indeed, so we welcome that this morning. And of course, like I said, we are turning our spotlight on one of the Biafran finest. My goodness me, one of our Biafran finest, he is none other than General Achuzia. He is indeed a great Biafran soldier, and we want to turn our spotlight on him. We want to talk a bit about him this morning. Who is General Achuzia? Very, very important. Prior to joining the Biafran Army in May 1967, Achuzia had been an engineer with the Shell Petroleum Company based in Port Harcourt. He was amongst the founders and organizers of the civil militia in Port Harcourt, and when that outfit was disbanded, he joined the Biafran Army as a colonel. He had a British wife and a son as at January 1970 when the Civil War ended, but fled to Southeast in fear of anti-Igbo sentiment among his fellow soldiers. After Biafran soldiers were forced to retreat across the River Niger bridge into Onitsha on September the 20th, 1967, Achuzia was promoted to a major and given command of the Biafran 11th Battalion, responsible for defending the area between Atani and Ndoni from an imminent Nigerian attack. After the Biafran 18th Battalion under Colonel Assam Nsudo was forced to retreat from Onitsha after 8 days of bloody house-to-house fighting, the 11th Battalion under Major Achuzia linked up with the 18th Battalion east of the city and made plans to counter-attack. The 18th Battalion swung south along the old Market Road, while the 11th Battalion under Achuzia swung north along the New Market Road in a coordinated pincer movement. The majority of the 5,000-man Nigerian 2nd Division stationed in Onitsha were either massacred or taken prisoner by Achuzia's men. Two separate counter-attacks were made by the Nigerian 2nd Division in the days following the Biafran assault, but were both thwarted by the 11th and 18th Battalion stationed in Onitsha. Achuzia was given total control for the Biafran 11th Division on January the 19th, 1968 by President Ojukwu. Once the Nigerian 2nd Division under Murtala Mohammed reached Oka, giving the Nigerians a direct route to Onitsha, the 11th Division under Major General Achuzia managed to hold off the Nigerians for 2 months until an offensive launched on March the 20th resulted in the Nigerians breaking through the Biafran defense line surrounding the city. The final battle would last less than 24 hours. The Nigerians were forced to pay with heavy casualty, but they managed to capture Onitsha and forced the Biafran 11th Division to retreat to Nnewi. On the 19th of May 1968, Achuzia was transferred to Port Harcourt and made commander of all Biafran soldiers within the city. Port Harcourt, which we know as Iguacha, was subjected to heavy Nigerian artillery bombardment while defending Biafran troops fiercely resisted. During 5 days of heavy fighting, Iguacha Airport and Army Barracks changed hands on numerous occasions, but by May the 24th, most Biafran troops had been pushed out of the city into the surrounding areas. Major Achuzie stubbornly continued to fight against the Nigerians before narrowly escaping death after almost being run over by a armored car. It was then that Major Achuzie abandoned fighting and retreated to Iguruta. On September the 22nd, 1968, Major Achuzie took part in an attempt to recapture the Obiangwo airstrip from the Nigerian 22nd and 44 battalions, but was instead forced to retreat. On March 15th, 1969, the Biafran S Division under Major Timothy Onwatuegwu made a frontal assault on the 16th Brigade, but was forced to halt after suffering heavy casualties. Major Onwatuegwu placed half of his men under the command of Major Achuzie and were able to get within 1 kilometer of the city. Major Achuzie demanded total control of the S Division, but was refused by Onwatuegwu, and the two men almost shot each other after drawing their guns. President Ojukwu stepped in and gave Major Achuzie control of the S Division for 1 week. Continuing the frontal assault on Owerri, Achuzie plan ultimately failed and he retreated after suffering heavy casualties. Ojukwu then immediately restored Onwatuegwu as command on January the 9th, 1970. President Odumegwu Ojukwu officially placed all remaining Biafran soldiers under the command of Major Achuzie and gave his vice president Philip Effiong his title of president. 3 days later, on January the 12th, Effiong, Achuzie and other Biafran officers made their way to Amici and later Owerri to broadcast their final surrender to General Olusegun Obasanjo. Alright, that is the life and days of General Achuzie, one of Biafra finest. This is Radio Biafra, SADEC, and of course we are the people of the East. We are coming to the end of today's program. Of course we will be back again very strong and solid in order for us to continue with our quiz which we are having on people of the East. This is Radio Biafra SADEC. If you are listening, don't go away. We will be right back and we will take more of your calls.
This is Radio Biafra.
But lack rudimentary, or what I would call common sense. They don't understand how to structure a society. Our forefathers were better political thinkers and philosophers more than the fools that gave us the zoo called Nigeria. They couldn't have come up with a never in their lives. Instead, what they did was to surround themselves with the military and the police. Instead, what they did is to ensure the subjugation of their own people by bringing money abroad and banking it abroad, and people are wallowing in abject poverty. There are many things wrong with the way that a black person reasons that sometimes I wonder if some of them are human beings at all or not. I wonder seriously. I don't think so, in my opinion. There is no need, there is no reason why they got independence from a country where the police do not carry guns on the street. Upon becoming independent, these band of vandals and animals created a police force. A police should be a civil service, not a force. It's civilian. They created a police force. They created mobile police, the riot police. They created the army. They created the navy. They created everything you can think about, the Air Force. They created all this rubbish in order to perpetuate themselves in power, in order to continue lying to you, in order for them to master everything that is to do with violence, to kill you and to subjugate you. The white man came, turned us into slaves, subjugated us, took away all our natural resources, and when they were going, they gave power over to a set of black people again, continuing even worse subjugation of their own people. And you're telling me these people are human beings? Is that what you're telling me? That somehow black people in Africa are normal people? Yes, is that what you want me to believe that? If they are normal, they have to prove it. The only way for you to prove that you're not a monkey is by going and getting Biafra. If Biafra doesn't come, you are an animal. Biafra is the only justification you have to exist as a human being. Anybody saying that he or she is a Nigerian, that person is worse than a fool. He asked me this morning here, why do you call them animals? I said, because they accepted a name given to them by somebody else. Only a dog and a cat can do that. A white man came from Scotland, said your name is Nigeria, you accepted it without asking questions. Which goes to show that your brain is not working.
The capital of racism is South Africa and the Netherlands. That is what, to my best of knowledge, I know that.
But you know that Netherlands and South Africa is the same thing, because it's the same white people in Netherlands that came to South Africa. Go ahead.
Yes, of course, the white South Africans that are the South Africans that are living in South Africa came from the Netherlands. That is why they maintain the same language. Afrikaans and Netherlands is almost the same. It's just that they didn't innovate Afrikaans, so they used to speak the old Netherlands language. They came all the way from a place called Den Bosch. Most of them came from Den Bosch, and they were fugitive when they brought them to just dump them there to die.
Yeah, they were chased. They were banished from Netherlands, so they're on the run. So on their way, they don't even know where they were going. So they saw that land in Cape Town and decided to to step down and rest. That is how they got into South Africa.
You are very, very correct. So they came. It's like from grass to grace. So they came there and they discovered a lot of treasures: gold, diamond, uranium, platinum in the land. And they started killing the black people. I don't want to bore you with the story of Shaka Zulu with them. When they came, when they deceived Shaka Zulu with a mirror and gave him mirror in a box. They decorated the mirror that he should stop going to the river to look at himself. That he had something, and they wrapped it up and gave it to him dignified. And he took the mirror and gave them the land. So if you talk of 419, the white started this thing. I'm not going to run this story, but they started this 419 of team fraud. But when they teach the black got it, and there's now escalated it. Oh, the blacks are criminal, this and that. But they are the one that started this nonsense. Okay, now coming back to this, what I was saying, South Carolina and North Carolina are, even the Dutch people are there in America. They maintain the same language, Afrikaans. So this is where I met one of them already, who spoke Afrikaans to me. I was shocked. I was understanding everything. The difference is just the dialect. Like if you want to say Klein in Afrikaans, if you want to say Klein Biki, that's a Klein Biki, a little bit small. That is in South Afrikaans, Klein Biki. In the Netherlands, it is Klein Beshe. That is a little bit small. So you can see there are a lot of a little slight variation in the language, but they are still the same. Bread is broad, milk is melek. They call the same the same thing. What is your name? The same thing. What is your name? That is how they speak. So now our sister now expressed the racism even the time former president was in office. We are shocked to hear that racism was found in his administration. That is why I have the feeling that would be the reason why that man didn't step his foot in Africa. Rather, he sent the wife. You see to that. But I'm not going to judge him. But the only thing I know, I'm not praising
all right, Mazi.
Yeah, in conclusion, the only thing I know is that we have to support our sister, and we shouldn't send personal message to her, but encourage her. I encourage you whenever she comes next. Maybe her voice is good in raising funds. So if you want to show her love, bring money for the struggle. And finally, I want to use this opportunity to announce the passing of my beloved sister, who happens to be a victim of the war. She went to Gabon. She came back from Gabon, and last week she died. And she has been buried already. Her name is Kate Obiwulu. The father fought for Biafra, Francis Obiwulu. Francis went to war and never came back.
Kate was taken to Gabon. She was flown back. We identified her. We picked her up. My family did that. But today, Kate is no more. I just want to let our people know Kate is from Ihiala local government. That is all I can say, Mazi.
All right. Thank you very much, Mazi. All right, thank you, my brother. Of course, you have spoken eloquently well, and of course, we welcome that. It is Radio Biafra SADEC rounding up, of course, coming to the end of this program today. Unfortunately, we couldn't take calls on our Skype line because of the issues we had with our Skype line. All right, let us see if we have more callers on the line. You are still at liberty to give us a call if you may. Let me see. I think my brother Foreign is coming back again. Mazinde.
Yeah, Maz, can you hear me? Yeah, I see the man Foreign. See, Mazi, Olo is very high now. The armies are there shooting people. They have declared the war in Olo. And the 68 persons in Imo prison have been released. At total sometime, all of them have been released this morning. But I call back to tell you what is happening in Olo now. Olo is very, very hot. The Zoo army, combined team, all of them are in Olo now. They have declared the war in Olo. This is why I came to let you know, and the whole world to know. Thank you. I sign off once again here. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Our sympathies to your people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mazi, for that. And of course, sympathy and a condolence to Robert Chice for the passing of the person he just mentioned here on the air. We also send our condolence to him. All right. All right. I don't know if this person wants to speak on air, but let us see. All right. Let's see. Mazi, this is Radio Biafra SADEC. You are live on air. Mazi, Eric.
Morning, sir.
Yes, good morning from here. Please go ahead.
Morning. Okay, you're online, huh?
Yes, you're on air. You're on air. Do you want to speak to Biafrans, or is it a personal call?
Okay. I didn't know. I thought maybe you finished the program. I just.
All right. You can greet Biafrans then. Go ahead.
Okay, that's very good. I'm highly welcome to speak to my people. It's been a long time. I just called to say, first of all, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you and your family. Happy New Year to all the Biafrans. Those that love freedom. I greet all of you in Jesus' name. So I don't know the topic because I was not following. I think it's better. I don't know if you can educate me.
No, nothing major. We don't have really a topic today. We're just speaking. It's an open line. You can just say anything you want to say.
Okay. I will only say Happy New Year to all my brothers and sisters back home and all over the world. So I appreciate everything you are doing for us. And that's why I said today I must call to get hold of you.
Thank you very much,
to thank your family, to thank all our coordinators and our leader in particular. I don't know, every time I see that man in a vision, and the visions I see him is a very good something. That man is our leader and is our prophet, as I may say, our prophet, a very clear prophet. So I pray for God. There is something I saw that he wants to do, and nobody can stop him. And I think it's not something I will explain on online. So, but let every Biafra pray. This thing that he's prepared to do, that Almighty God from above will empower him. Let it go well as I saw it. So that every man from Biafra, every woman from Biafra, one day, sooner or later, we shall be satisfied what God have done for us through our leader Mazi Nandikam. So my good, happy, warmly New Year to our leader, to all the Biafrans, to all our friends, both Biafrans and those from Oduduwa and so on. So I thank you for this morning's program, and I think I don't have much to say.
Thank you very much.
To say bye and goodbye.
All right. I will give you a call. I will give you a call later, Mazi. After the program, I will give you a call. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's very important. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That's our brother from Mozambique, and of course we welcome that. Caller on Skype, can you hear me? Caller on Skype, please go ahead.
Good morning, Mazi, Ikechukwu.
Mazi, please go ahead.
And greeting fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom around the globe. This is Mazi Ndikam, calling from Russian Federation, Moscow, precisely. Indeed, before I go on, I want to say, all hail Biafra, all hail our internal hero,
all hail Biafra,
Jim Ojukwu, all hail our leader, Mazi Nnamdi, the hero of our time, the man that has given us voice when we have no voice, the man that speaks for the voiceless, for the helpless, the man that always remember those widows in the village who have no one to help them. I pray may Elohim will bless him abundantly and keep him till we see Biafra. Indeed, Mazi, from what's happened this morning, especially when our sister Uchenna spoke, now everybody can see that Uchenna come. So, and that shows that we are moving on. And that's anybody, that's a good lesson to all the people that are trying to undermine our leader and trying to rub shoulder with him because of jealousy and envy. They thought that without them, the struggle will crumble. But with what happened, now that we have new Uchenna, who is not only a great woman, but very intelligent and also very, very passionate to this struggle we are inside. So that's to show that even some men that think that they are men, but acting like cowards, that now Chukwukabama has chosen a woman to do what they cannot do. And the only place they are, shame will catch one of them, or the sabo that have left the struggle. So indeed, this morning concerning the great general that you brought up, indeed these are men that have sacrificed their lives to make sure that we get our freedom. But it's unfortunate that today, the men of today, many men of today are still afraid to hear about war. When you tell them about war, they say no. They want Biafra after that war. Understand? But it is impossible, because Fulani, they are ready to die, to be drowned inside the crude oil than to live and to live. Let us go. So that thing that they have been avoiding is already there. And then everybody should buckle up and know that the war is already there. We are already in the war. So nothing like say there is no way you can avoid it. And I'm happy that great women are even now coming out to show their support to this struggle, even with their money, with their time, everything more than while some men are somewhere gossiping, trying to check this in their gain, what they gain if they contribute. Some people will not contribute because people have to be, so that nobody will ask them to contribute to monthly dues or to contribute that is any for the funding of this struggle. But they will be in their house under their behind their bed and under their bed. They will be there listening to Radio Biafra, and sometimes some of them shamelessly they will call this platform without contributing a dime. So, but I pray that Chukwuma bless all the people that understand what we are doing and the people that are contributing, both their time, both their money. I pray that Elohim will bless us and replenish our purses, and also give us more grace to push and also to support our great leader until all of us get this our promised land, which is Biafra. Thank you much for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother, all the way from Moscow, Russia. We welcome that, and of course, this is where we will bring this program to an end. And like I said, we will be back. Of course, when we come back, we will continue with our normal, competition where we left over. Our sister Uchenna will be back again with us very soon. Now that you think that other things she need to do, she need to speak to Biafrans about. Maybe by next week, who knows? We might be having her back again, our sister Uchenna, Caroline Kimberly. She will be back next week if everything goes well, depending on her availability. We want to bring her up here again to do the needful. All right, it is Radio Biafra SADEC, and of course, don't you dare miss it tonight. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be, my goodness me, how do I put it? It's gonna be, ground shaking. It's gonna be earthquake. Our leader, Mazi Kano, will be live on air. Direct, and he will be presiding here on Radio Biafra platform. You can catch him on IPOB Community Radio. You can catch him on his Facebook platform. You can catch him on every radio platform, Simple Radio, what have you, because he will be talking to Biafrans. He will be talking to the youth. He will be talking to all freedom lovers all around the world. And this is where we will leave it. And whatever you do, don't forget that here is where we preach the good news. This is where we preach, of course, the beautiful gospel according to the restoration of the kingdom of God on this planet. And that kingdom of God, of course, is Biafra. I want to thank our sister Uchenna for honoring our invitation this morning. We say, may Ikechukwu continue to bless you and strengthens you as you do the work that Elohim have called you upon to do. I want to thank my sister Dach Biafra Chisom Emmanuel for the news, and of course I want to thank Biafrans who have called in, of course, to make their contribution this morning. I say, may Elohim bless you all. If you are in Olo, my own hometown, please be careful, because these killers are everywhere. These killers that take joy in killing harmless civilians, that's what they do best. But they cannot go and look for ESN because they know that death awaits for them in the bushes. But one day is one day. We will fish them out, and when we do, we will deal with them, because even the Bible said, he that live by the sword goes by the sword. As they are killing Biafrans, so shall they all be killed. So shall they all die as well. This is not a threat, but it is a promise. From me, Mazi, Ikechukwu, Onuoha, don't forget that Biafra remains our religion. And here on Radio Biafra is where we worship Chukwu Kikabiama. From me, it is goodbye. And may God bless Biafra. Together, we all shall see Biafra. Goodbye. And God bless.
Here comes the time. The whole wide world will welcome the rising sun. Here comes the time for everyone to see that what will be. This is the time for you and I to stand together as one. Yeah, they will know. The sun is rising from east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? All the way to fly and be proud of who you are, because the sun is rising. We shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. We spent our lives in pain and misery, never gonna trade our freedom with any mystery. It's affecting our soul and it's killing us no slow. It's what we've been through, we are far from being good, but we are blessed by Chukwu Kikabiama. So we're never gonna give up, Y'all the light in the rain of the tunnel, so shine so bright all time. The whole wide world will embrace us. Nobody can stop us, nobody can change us, nobody can stand us. Yeah, they will know. The sun is rising from east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? All your way to fly and be proud of who you are, because the sun is rising. We're shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. Windows and curtains, green lights every building. When I think about how blessed we are, goosebumps all over my body. Sunrise to the black stripe, black strands crossing gray stripes. Clashes upon clashes, many lives turn to ashes. When I burn down one reminisce, the action that is in Alice. Blood on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag all around the world. Blood on the ground, this is go carry the cross together. We walk through to Zion. We stumble, we'll rise. How the victory will start. There will know. It's the wind from every side. Can't you see the sun is rising? I still wave your flag all over the world. Because the sun is rising. I feel it shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. They will know. Tomorrow night shine, the sun is rising. Wave your flag anywhere you are. Tomorrow night shine, the sun is rising. Tomorrow night shine, the sun is rising. Freedom, yeah.
By the time we finish, Nigeria will no longer exist. That name will wave goodbye to it. The same way